Good
Okay.
afternoon. Welcome to our video. Today we're going to talk about oral history in the curriculum. This book was written by Leah M. Melber and Alice Hunter. It comes from a book titled Integrating Language Arts and Social Studies. This video will be done by Jaydyn and Austin Rogers. Our video is going to cover the introduction of the chapter, references, standards, assessment tools, and important key terms of the chapter.
All right, so we're going to get into the introduction. Oral histories provide social scientists with exceptionally rich data about lifeways of the past and experience of diverse populations. Recording and transcripts of oral history are examples of primary sources used by sociologists and thus should be included in elementary social studies curriculum as well. Oral histories are powerful sources of information for many reasons. First, they often document the stories and marginalized or populations who may not have left traditional records or life experiences. In addition, the first voice nature of oral history provides a forum for a true diversity of experience, thoughts, and opinions. Furthermore, when used in a classroom setting, they provide authentic opportunities to richly integrate with language arts and development. Interviews are an excellent way for students to develop historic thinking skills, particularly skills of analysis and interpretation. Incorporation of interviews and oral histories in the classroom is an excellent way to bring relevance and life into the classroom social studies curriculum. Collecting oral histories or from family and friends can help students further their understanding of cultural universes, which can provide personal and relevance to social studies topics. They also promote positive relationships with the community and across generations in line overarching social studies curriculum goals of supporting students in becoming active, helpful citizens. So we're going to go into the curriculum standards of social studies. Standard 1 has to do with culture. Standard 2 is time, continuity, and change. Standard 4, 5, is that 5? Individual development and identify.
So, Austin, did you know that the national standards were published in 1994 and were divided up into 3 sections? U.S. history, which is grades 5 through 12, world history, which is grades 5 through 12 as well, and then the national standards, which are grades K through 4. These standards immediately came under fire from various students, including the NEH head Lynn Cheney, the U.S. Senator Slade Gordon, and talk show host Rush Limburg. Educational professor Deanne Ravitch, historian author Jr., and teachers union leader Al Shanker. An often quoted anecdote is the U.S. Senate's rejection of the history standards in January of 1995.
I did not know that. That's very interesting. Okay. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I found
on our information.
I have found a lot of research articles that go with this chapter, so I'm going to share those with you. So the first is using oral history to study change, an integrated approach. Today's teachers have an endless opportunity to kindle students' interest in the past century and involve them in meaningful investigations that are traditionally carried out by historians, investigations that make the process of historical inquiry exciting. So one strategy that I find really awesome that I'm going to use in my classroom is for archiving. The objective involves having students participate in oral history projects. In this article, the authors offer a detailed approach for investigating change over time, in which elementary students interview subjects who worked at a selected task in occupations and then of the past, and then they also look at them like present day, and they compare how the workforce and how these occupations have changed over the years because of these interviews. So I think that's one thing that would be really fun to do for students to be able to interview those. And that was in a research article that was published by Putin and Katie Rommel. So the second one is a research article titled Across the Generations by Frances E. Kasmick and Jerry Wilkick and Pat Zimmerman. And so they did this experiment where they had kids go into nursing homes, and the kids interviewed all of the patients that were at this nursing home, and then the students after the interview made posters of like what the patients had told them, and then they brought the posters back into the nursing home and gave them to the people who they interviewed. And they found out that working like older generations with school children really gives the opportunity for school kids to really get an idea of how the past looked like from a firsthand experience. So that's something that I thought was really cool as well. So those two research articles are two things that I really found that went along with this chapter that I really enjoyed.
That's very interesting. Any other articles? That we found? Or other information in the book that we found interesting?
So one thing that I found really interesting was how oral history can be modified to be used in every grade level, K through 8th. So I thought that was something that was really cool.
And yeah, students can incorporate technology into multiple settings in their classroom that can help you like do an overview of all the interviews with creating like a website or a PowerPoint. That's very interesting to like see how they discovered and presented their information too. Students also need to be specific when they got through their oral history project. They find the best determining topic for them that they're interested in. And the students prepare for the experiments, conduct roles, and process the interviews. So that was interesting.
I think another cool thing that this chapter gave us was the Children's Literature Connection, which is the African American Voices by Deborah Strobe. And this is a collection of oral histories that can help students to collaborate around about voices around the world, and it just gives students a firsthand look at different places around the world that they wouldn't get a firsthand view growing up, especially in like small towns like we see here in Dillon.
Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. Okay, so from our key themes, you are gathering qualitative data through interviews, summarizing qualitative data, and communicating findings and discoveries throughout these themes and throughout this strategy. One or a couple assessment suggestions that we have gone through at the conclusion of this activity. Students will be able to form a question of personal interest, so they'll be able to find something that they related to in the form of a question. They will be able to get information through an oral interview, so they can impersonate like one-on-one, and they are able to summarize qualitative data that helps them like reconnect and rethink all of their ideas and thoughts.
That is really cool. I really like the outcome of what this chapter could give to students and teachers in the classroom.
Yeah, me too.
So I think today this video has been really informing for me. So thank you for sharing this with me. And I hope that everybody gets a lot out of this video. And we just want to thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you.